New crew, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name's Cassandra, and as the title kind of implies, we are hanging out in the kitchen on my due date. I really just wanted to distract myself mostly because I had had a midwife appointment the day before and found out I was barely 1 centimeter dilated, so I kind of knew the chances of going into labor this day were very slim to none. I know things can change very quickly, as this is my 5th pregnancy, and things can, like I said, change really quickly, but I really just wanted to distract myself from the fact that it was my due date and I was feeling a little sad. The end of pregnancy is always really hard, and at least I really look forward to that finish line of holding my baby and knowing that all of the struggles were worth it. And I know that your due date is just a guess date. I went 2 weeks overdue with my 4th, so it should not have been a surprise to me that I was not nearing labor at this point. However, it was still a little disappointing, so I decided to just do what makes me happy and spend a kind of rainy day in the kitchen, doing a little bit of restocking, keeping my mind and my hands busy, and also just kind of staying on my feet a little bit, trying to stay active and hopefully getting my body to kind of kick into gear maybe a little bit, or at least distract myself. That was the big name of the game. So we are restocking our yeast. I keep all of my yeast in the freezer because I buy it in bulk from Sam's Club. So I had pulled that out and let that kind of thaw out on my counter so that I could refill my little yeast container that I keep in the fridge and put the rest of my yeast back in the freezer. It just helps keep it alive and fresh, and it makes it so that I can buy it in bulk and still have it work effectively when I need to use it. Typically, my oldest daughter will load and unload the dishwasher these days, but because I was trying to just kind of stay on my feet, I decided to just go ahead and do it. So we unloaded last night's dishes, reloaded breakfast dishes, and of course, a rainy day needs some balloons. If you need a mom hack or just a life hack, and it is days and days of rain, invest in some balloons. Your kids will be endlessly entertained, and they're so cheap. So I also decided to make a batch of cookies for the kids this day. I wanted to do a peanut butter cookie just because we have not done them in a very, very long time. So I will link down below this peanut butter cookie recipe, and then I decided that I was going to melt some chocolate chips and kind of drizzle melted chocolate over the top of our peanut butter cookies. It just sounded really good. So once I got this mixture, the cookie dough mixed up, I decided to let it chill in the fridge for a while I made another batch of popsicles. We are flying through these popsicles. We're probably making 12 popsicles every 2 days or so, which, I mean, isn't really that bad, but we're definitely going through them. So I made the kids some strawberry lemonade popsicles with our strawberry top syrup that we made a couple days ago. I will link that video down below if you want to see how we made that. And all we're going to do is make the lemonade and then pour it into our popsicle molds. I don't know why I struggled so much this day getting the actual popsicle lemonade mix into the popsicle containers. It was just flying everywhere. I've never had that big of an issue, but I don't know. The kids, of course, helped me put the popsicle sticks in, and we stuck those in the freezer, and we will enjoy those on a hot day. I also decided that I was going to make a loaf or 2 loaves of bread this day for dinner. But before I could do that, I had to get this cookie dough out of my KitchenAid mixer. So it had chilled in the fridge for a while, and I don't normally do that, but with this recipe specifically, because our butter was warm and the peanut butter was warm, I knew that they would just kind of turn flat in the cooking process in the oven. So I chilled them for a while and they turned out perfect. Very happy with how they came out of the oven. Like I said, this recipe will be linked down below. It is a family favorite. We just have been skipping over it recently. So it felt good to get these back into rotation. My bread recipe is always linked down below for you guys. The website has a ton of different breads and rolls and all sorts of things on there. My recipe is the white bread recipe. It's the only real like sandwich bread recipe I've ever used. It works fantastically. It's light, it's fluffy, it's airy, and I've never felt the need to go searching for a different, like, just well-rounded bread recipe. It comes together really quickly, and I really like this recipe because it makes 2 loaves, so you can either make 2 loaves of bread, or you can split it and make 1 loaf of bread and a batch of cinnamon rolls, or a batch of fried donuts, or kind of whatever. Like, you have options. You could take these and also make them into rolls. I've done that a time or two, and it works really, really well. Here we are with our melted chocolate chips. I just melted them in the microwave with a little bit of coconut oil, just to keep them from kind of getting clunky and seizing up on me while it was melting in the microwave. And we drizzled that over the top of our cookies while they were still warm. And then we just kind of let them cool. They were fantastic. You're going to see here in a minute how long these cookies lasted. Because we had these for snack and they were so good. I actually have plans to make a second batch now that it's a couple days later because they were really that good. I would love to be able to make maybe like a double batch of these and set some aside and put them in my dad's Father's Day basket. That being said, our bread had proofed and we were ready to get them in the pan and do our second proof because my kitchen was so warm because the oven was on. It was a great day to kind of utilize that and make 2 loaves of bread. This day I decided that I was just gonna make 2 loaves of bread because I knew we were gonna go through 1 for dinner at least. And I was right, we went through about 1.5 loaves for our dinner. Plus, of course, fresh bread. It comes out of the oven, everyone's excited, we haven't had it in a little bit, and everyone dives into the fresh bread and tops it with their jam and their butter, and we kind of did that as a pre-dinner snack, if you will, because we were all just so excited about the fresh bread. That proofed really quickly as well for our second proof. Like I said, just because the kitchen was so warm from baking cookies and doing the things. And you can see, look how quickly these cookies just disappeared. And it seemed just as quickly as the bread went in, the bread was ready to come out of the oven. A lot of you guys have recommended a bread saw, and I am looking into purchasing one because you can see here, I am incapable of cutting bread in a straight line. I'm incapable of doing a lot of things in a straight line. Like, I also can't plant my plants in my garden in a straight line without some type of runner string. I just can't do it. Here we are starting off dinner. This is my favorite go-to lazy dinner, but it's super satisfying. All we're going to do is take a couple things of either chicken breast or chicken thighs. It really doesn't matter. We're putting that in our Instant Pot with about 2 cups of water, some salt, some pepper. I like to put in bay leaves. You could also put in basil. It really doesn't matter. Whatever type of herb you like. We are going to steam that in our Instant Pot for about 25 minutes. Once that is done, we're going to take our chicken that is cooked out of the Instant Pot and we are going to shred it. Then we're going to put rice on the stove here. You could also top this over mashed potatoes or pasta, really whatever you want. We like it over rice the best. In that Instant Pot with all of that kind of like chicken stock that we made, we're going to add a little bit more chicken soup base just to up the flavor. Then we are going to take some ice cold water, not water with ice in it, but very cold water with some flour. And this is going to thicken up that chicken stock mixture and make a chicken gravy. Then we're going to add back in our shredded chicken, and now you have shredded chicken and gravy. You could also eat this on the homemade bread as a sandwich, which is one of my favorite ways to eat it. It's absolutely delicious. And there is dinner. It comes together in the shortest amount of time, very hands-off. And you're going to see the plate looks a little anemic, but it is so delicious and so satisfying, especially on kind of like a colder, rainy kind of day. I hope wherever you guys are, you're having a fantastic day. Thanks for hanging out with me on my due date, and I will see you guys in another one. Bye.